You won't believe what this guy discovered under his driveway. Do you really know every corner of your house? Even if you've lived in it for years, your home could still be hiding secret spaces you've never seen. From a secret room under the basement to a hidden bathroom, here are 20 strangest secret rooms found in people's houses. Number 20. Hidden room beneath the basement. Alexandra Polis from Lansdowne, Pennsylvania, made a mind-blowing discovery about her childhood home. Now Alexandra, who's in her early 40s, has had her white colonial-style home in her family since the 70s. She'd even have dreams about mysterious rooms in the house when she was a kid. Most people chalked it up to her wild imagination, but you know what they say about intuition, sometimes it's spot on. After inheriting the home, she became a landlord. When things in the basement started breaking one after the other, she remembered a rumor from a long time ago. A former neighbor once hinted to her dad about there being another basement below their current one. Now, this is what gave her an idea. So, in the middle of the night, while researching local home histories, she stumbled upon a story about a nearby house being connected to the Underground Railroad. Taken over by curiosity, she took the chance to examine her basement further. When she got it fixed, she asked the workers to dig a bit deeper, and guess what they found? A whole new space 14 feet down. Her tenant Jerry believes the room predates the house itself. It's spacious with a suspicious stone wall. Now, while Alexandra is super excited, we've got historians weighing in too. Experts from the Historical Society of Pennsylvania mention the area's rich abolitionist history, so it's not a wild guess that the room might have other stories too. Maybe it was a secret storage, a hidden family chamber, or maybe someone's treasure stash. For now, the mystery lingers. This is a great find, considering Alexandra claimed she always had this gut feeling that there was something unique about her house. Well, it turns out it's true. Right beneath her house was an underground room that could have been a part of the Underground Railroad. Imagine waking up one day to discover that your home, the place you grew up in, might have been a stop on one of the most iconic escape routes in history. Number 19. A hidden passageway in a 500-year-old house. Imagine binge-watching some mystery films and then finding something straight out of them in real life. This is what happened to Freddie Goodall, a British guy who made a startling discovery in his 500-year-old house located in Brighton, which is in Sussex. That's about a short drive from London. The young property developer, who's just 23, was casually going through old pictures of a room in his family home. In one, he spotted a doorway. That spot now housed the bookshelf. So what does he do? He starts digging around, and there he found behind one of those books was a tiny hole that peeked into a concealed room. But the rabbit hole went even deeper, and I mean that literally. Freddie discovered a network of tunnels and chambers stretching across the estate, and he even thinks that some of these tunnels might lead miles away to neighboring buildings, even a church. Freddie thinks these hidden passageways were like the secret highways for the house staff back in the day. But perhaps the most intriguing discovery was a safe that Freddie managed to crack open, and inside, he found books from the 1800s. It also seemed that the tunnel had been discovered by students from the 1900s, as part of the tunnel had secret hangout spots and even had graffiti everywhere. The best part? Freddie's keeping it all intact. No modern renovations, he's keeping it real, preserving centuries of history. After all, who would want to change a thing after such an incredible find? Number 18. Secret room that remained unopened for the past 102 years. Earlier this year, a family who bought a house in the small, charming village of Thirteenyearold, France, discovered quite an unexpected room inside their home. It all started when, while exploring their new surroundings, something unusual caught their attention. A window with no apparent room behind it. Driven by curiosity, they decided to uncover what lay behind the blocked path. Inside, they found a room untouched for decades. The room, preserved in all its glory, once belonged to 22-year-old French Lieutenant Hubert Rochereau. It resembled a museum. Every item in that space told a story of Hubert's life and era, from his wartime equipment to a grand portrait of him. It all painted a vivid picture of a young man who bravely fought in World War I. Tragically, Hubert lost his life on April 26, 1918, in the line of duty. Hubert's grief-stricken parents initiated the room's preservation, unable to bear the pain of their son's absence. They kept his room untouched, sealing away his memories behind a wall. The house saw various owners over the years, including General Eugene de Bayeux of France. Despite changes in ownership, the room remained untouched. Later, after falling under government control, the house found its way back to Eugene's lineage when his granddaughter acquired it. Recognizing the historical significance of the room, the family decided to preserve it as a museum, sharing Hubert's legacy with future generations to see. Number 17. One 30-year-old home with creepy hidden rooms. In 2022, The internet was captivated by a fascinating story involving a couple named Courtney and Matt. The two moved to a 130-year-old house, and their journey began upon receiving an unexpected letter sent from Canada. It was from the last living member of the Madison family, the previous owners. A simple line read, "Let me introduce myself," but what followed was nothing short of a plot twist in a movie. The Madison descendant disclosed the existence of secret compartments and rooms. The first secret was elegantly hidden in plain sight. A mirrored panel above the fireplace slid away to reveal a vintage liquor cabinet laden with forgotten spirits, among them unopened bottles of French rose wine from 1970. Guided by the letter's revelations, Courtney and Matt ventured further. Their bathroom, seemingly ordinary, concealed a mystery. A hidden entrance beckoned. But instead of an elaborate chamber, it was a crawl space, an air attic of sorts. Yet another surprise awaited. Opposite their toilet, a tiny locked door beckoned them. Behind it, a vast trunk room packed with decades of history. As for the third secret room, the couple shares that it's inaccessible due to furniture blocking the way. What stories might it hold? Perhaps it will be revealed in the future. Number 16. The Disappointment Room. In the old streets of West Warwick, a mystery unfolded in the attic of Laurie and Jeffrey Dees. It reminded us of an era where society's unforgiving stigmas punished innocent individuals. The room's features imply a tragic past: the drain in the floor, a door with a handle only on the outside, and an atmosphere that fluctuated between extreme cold and heat. This was not any room. This was a disappointment room, a concealed space where affluent families of the past hid their disabled members, fearing societal judgment. Judge Job Smith Carpenter, the previous owner, had seemingly hidden his own daughter, Ruth, within these very walls. Laurie Dees knew she had to do something. With a bit of research at the West Warwick Public Library, she unearthed the sad reality of the rooms. After discovering the truth, Laurie did not let this revelation fade away. She turned this tragic history into a catalyst for awareness, sharing her findings with the world. The existence of the disappointment room is undeniably a grim chapter in history, but what Laurie and Jeffrey Dees have done is a reminder that we have the power to turn dark legacies into stories of hope and change. We've made commendable strides in understanding mental health, valuing every individual's existence, and eliminating the stigmas that once oppressed helpless individuals. Number 15. Toxic Mold. Jason and Carrie Brown, eager first-time homeowners in Greenville, South Carolina, thought they struck gold with a spacious $775,000 house. But while renovating some bookcases in a bedroom, they uncovered a passageway that led to a concealed room. Within the room was a chilling message left by the previous owner. "You found it. Hello, if you're reading this, then you found a secret room. I owned this house for a short while, and it was discovered to have a severe mold issue, one that actually made my children very ill to the point that we had to move out. The house was infected with toxic black mold that was never disclosed to the new owners. An engineer's assessment confirmed the high mold levels, rendering the home a significant health risk. The unsettling discovery raised the question, why wasn't this hazard disclosed during the sale? Number 14. Untouched Victorian Kitchen. In 2011, a 200-year-old Victorian kitchen, almost untouched, was uncovered in a mansion named Erdig Park near Wrexham. Built in the early 1800s, this historical gem features original fixtures and fittings such as a massive spit, jelly molds marked with VR, which most likely means Victoria Regina, a cookery book from the 19th century, and even antique fire extinguishers. It's believed that the kitchen remained untouched for about 100 years, later serving as an underground shelter during World War II. However, after the war, the kitchen was sealed off. The discovery was made by Archie Graham Palmer, who inherited the property from his father. Archie said the kitchen had become a storage space for discarded items, including boxes and old horse blankets. One amusing discovery was a 19th century cookbook which, according to Archie, contained complex recipes quite unlike the quick meals popularized by modern chefs like Jamie Oliver. Now, for fans out there, that was probably just Archie's joke. To restore the kitchen to its former glory, a decorator was hired to remove a layer of lime wash paint, revealing the original mustard yellow and eggshell blue hues. The kitchen centerpiece is a large table with benches, suggesting that the mansion once employed numerous staff. Census records from 1881 indicate that the household staff included a butler, valet, footman, housemaids, gardener, and coachman. Notably, one of the mansion's previous owners was Sir Roger William Henry Palmer, who participated in the famed charge of the Light Brigade in 1854. Now, if your house has something this astounding, you know you hit the jackpot. Number 13. 1950 Suitcase behind the walls. In 2016, a couple renovating their 1940s home, where the two had been living for a few years, stumbled upon an unexpected treasure hidden in a secret space in the ceiling. It was a suitcase filled with something surprising. They initially believed they would discover old sports cards or perhaps even random rubbish, but instead, they found something more valuable. Upon retrieving the suitcase, they noted that its contents were sealed by a newspaper that dated back to March 25, 1951. The first package revealed a stack of $20 bills, leading to the couple's astonishment. The next package escalated their excitement even further. It was filled with $50 bills. But the real shock came with the third package, a bundle of $100 bills. Some of these banknotes were particularly unique, with brown notes, a gold certificate, and near-mint star notes, all dated between 1928 and 1934. In total, the stash was worth an impressive $23,000. Recognizing the significance of their discovery, the couple sought advice from a lawyer regarding their right to keep the windfall and had the money appraised. What would you do with the money if you discovered this hefty amount hidden in your house? Investment? Recreation? Let me know in the comments. Number 12. Passageway behind a bookshelf. A woman named Dan shared on Reddit about her unexpected discovery. She shared her experience back to the time when she and her mother were preparing to leave their rental house to move in with her stepdad. There, she found tucked away behind a pillar of clutter in her closet was allegedly a concealed room, barricaded with boards and plywood. She tried to open it, but it wouldn't budge. But she did see what was hidden beneath the sealed walls through the cracks. It seemed that at the center of the room was a lone mason jar filled with what seemed like water. What's eerie is that the air wafting from the gap was chilly, indicating that the secret chamber wasn't affected by the house's central heating. Unfortunately, she never did get to open the hidden chamber fully, but she shared that she always felt that there was something creepy about it, and perhaps it was really better off boarded up. Number 11. Hidden room behind fake wall. A family found a secret room in their home, and there they found something unexpected. Upon finding a fake wall, they were determined to take it down and remove it. They didn't expect a well-equipped hideout, reminiscent of a scene straight out of a post-apocalyptic movie, a room designed to withstand the very worst of scenarios, filled with medical supplies, food, water, and other essentials. For the casual onlooker, the room was an artifact of the doomsday prepper subculture, a community preparing for the end of the world as we know it. Many were reminded of the uncertainties the world faced in the early 2000s, from the looming Y2K crisis to geopolitical tensions. The family decided to repurpose the space and use it to expand the garage. But if it were up to you, what would you have done? Let me know in the comments down below. Number 10. Homeowner finds secret crawl space. Daniel Smith, residing near Austin, Texas, was taken aback when he stumbled upon a secret room in his house. Prompted by a peculiar wood panel behind a door, Smith's investigations led him to discover the concealed space. After asking around, Smith found out from house plans that they were likely meant to be finished crawl spaces, but the builder perhaps opted to leave them unfinished. Smith's home, a 2-story, 4-bedroom detached house, had been previously owned by 2 others, but after asking around, it seemed that no one aside from him knew about the existence of the crawl spaces around the entire estate. This curious find attracted the attention of millions on the internet, and rightly so. As creepy as the discovery is, Smith decided to just shrug it off and utilize the hidden room instead as storage for Christmas decorations. However, a research center clarifies that such spaces are ordinary and are actually termed attic knee walls, which are structural components providing separation between attic and conditioned space. They typically appear in houses where there are variations in ceiling heights. It seems like a functional chamber, but you can't deny that it's still quite creepy. Number 9. Underground bunker. Has there been a time when you upgraded your garden and stumbled upon a hidden historical treasure in the process? That's precisely what happened to Will Barnes from Wisbeach. Will was renovating his garden when his shovel suddenly hit something solid. While digging what was supposed to be dirt, 8 steps down under layers of earth and history emerged the entrance to what appeared to be an incredible World War II bomb shelter. Inside this bunker, there was another door. Now, you wouldn't believe where this door led. It led straight to his neighbor's garden. Considering the tumultuous times in the past, this passageway between neighbors makes a lot of sense. The discovery of the underground bunker shed light on the house's history. It turns out their house was built somewhere between the 1930s and 1949, right in the middle of wartime tensions. The best part? The neighbors had no clue about their historical patio as well. They had lived above this relic for 5 years, never realizing they had a back door to their neighbor's underground secret. Just imagine the stories the bunker could tell if its walls could talk. Number 8. 1,000-year-old Viking iron hoard found inside basement. In Valdres, Norway, a historical find was made by a woman named Greta Margot during what was supposed to be a regular cleaning session. There, in her basement, were 32 identical bars that hid the stories of the Viking era in Norway. Each bar, weighing precisely 50 grams and featuring a distinct hole for stringing, suggests they might have been used as an early form of currency. Initially discovered by her father during the 1980s while digging a well, these artifacts were located near the historic Birk Royal Road. Recognizing their significance, Greta handed them to the Valdres Folk Museum for proper documentation and care. Number 7. Ancient chapel hidden inside old house. In 2010, a family discovered a metallic grid in their home, and after a few drinks, the Pear family decided to finally find out just what the metallic grid was guarding. Upon removing it, they discovered a secret chamber that was reminiscent of an old chapel, complete with a cross and a pew. The revelation suggested potential uses for this hidden room. Was it a chapel from times when religious persecution was rampant, an area of solace for the Catholics during times of persecution perhaps? Or did it date back to World War II as a bunker for Churchill's secret army? Experts believe that if the house dates back to the 1700s, it could have very well served as a refuge for persecuted Catholics. The evidence, the crosses, the layout all point towards religious use. Alternatively, if it was from the World War II era, it might have been one of the many underground bunkers used by Britain's secret army. In addition to this historic find, they discovered a staircase leading to the house's dining room. Now, isn't this just an incredibly cool find? Number 6. New York renter's unpleasant surprise. When a woman named Samantha felt like there was cold air coming from an unknown source in her bathroom, she decided to document her journey and share it online. After days of inspecting the bathroom, she finally found the opening. There, behind the mirror, was a secret room. It turned out that behind her bathroom wall was another apartment, albeit dilapidated and uninhabitable. I don't know about you, but I don't think I could sleep peacefully at night after learning about a hidden and used apartment behind my bathroom wall. Number 5. Hidden room behind kitchen cupboard. Now, this is probably the most innocent secret room in this video. Nestled discreetly behind a kitchen cupboard was a concealed room complete with its own window. While most people would be stumped or even spooked by such a discovery, the tenant who found the secret room decided to share it online for the entertainment of everyone on the internet. Some believe the room looks like a great place to hide bodies, while some joke that it could be some criminal's lair. However, the truth is far simpler. It could simply be just an extra room that the past owners decided to board up. A lot of people online lamented the vacancy of the room, claiming that the natural light would make it a great recreation or gaming room. How would you take advantage of this secret room if you were the one who found it? Let me know in the comments down below. Number 4. Bachelorette party gone wrong. Imagine booking a cozy Airbnb for a night out. You're expecting a quiet evening, maybe even a little fun, but instead, you experience one of the most horrifying nights of your life. This was the experience of a group of women who were supposed to have a fun bachelorette party. It was fun until they discovered that their one-story Airbnb rental wasn't exactly what it seemed. While the listing claimed it was just a single-floor house, a serendipitous lean against the wall revealed it to be hollow. Intrigued, they found a hidden door, and behind it was a staircase leading to another level they weren't told about. Now, the eerie part isn't just the discovery. It was when they were outside relaxing by the hot tub and noticed a light flicker upstairs. They claimed to see a man peeking down at them, and as if that wasn't unsettling enough, there were cameras adjusting to their every move. There was even a one-way mirror placed by a deceptive door that led to a secret room. Rushing to contact their Airbnb host, they were told the host was 25 minutes away, but surprisingly, the host appeared just several minutes after being contacted. Now that's definitely a red flag. Police, when called to investigate, confirmed the group's fears. They were informed of a hidden unit and surveillance and were promptly escorted out for their safety. Now, while the details are still unfolding with Airbnb launching an investigation, there's one takeaway here. Whether you're booking a place for a quiet retreat or a memorable celebration, always be cautious. Number 3. A secret tunnel and missing manuscripts. Now, this story is quite unbelievable. It features an ancient monastery known as Mont Saint-Odile, a historical establishment overlooking beautiful landscapes and undoubtedly hiding over a millennium's worth of artifacts and stories. The monastery was named after a woman named Odile, born blind to the Duke of Alsace. She was discreetly taken to a nearby town due to her father's disappointment, but destiny had plans for Odile. After a baptism guided by an angelic intervention, she miraculously gained her sight. The news spread, leading to a family reunion that had its highs and tragic lows, but all's well that ends well. Recognizing her grace and compassion, her father erected the Mont Saint-Odile Abbey in her honor. The abbey became inhabited by those who believed in the order, and all was well until the turn of the century when the priests inside noticed that the books in the abbey's library were disappearing one by one. Suspicion was everywhere, with even the librarian, Father Alandonius, under scrutiny. However, despite the heightened security, the books continued to vanish. Well, everyone was at a loss until authorities got involved and the truth was revealed. The culprit? It was Stanislas Goss, a former professor and an avid admirer of the abbey's rich history, who had been borrowing them using a secret room concealed behind a bookshelf. Goss indulged his passion, diving into ancient manuscripts. By the time he was discovered, over 1,100 books had found their way to his personal collection. However, Goss wasn't really a criminal. While what he did was incredibly wrong, he wasn't in it for the money. He genuinely cherished the manuscripts, even taking steps to restore some. Recognizing his genuine passion, the courts gave him a unique sentence, a fine, community service, and assisting the monks with cataloging and restoring the books. In a heartwarming turn of events, Goss even found a place within the monastery as a teacher. Number 2. Leaking bathroom reveals tiled shower. Hannah Otto, a 32-year-old woman from the United Kingdom, began revamping her residence in 2020. As she documented her DIY journey on social media, her followers grew, with many keenly following her transformative projects. But earlier this year, she discovered something that surprised millions of followers. It was one particular bathroom discovery. While renovating, Otto found that the previous homeowners had perplexingly tiled directly onto wooden panels. This prompted her to dig a little deeper. As she tore away the wooden layers, she unveiled an unexpected surprise, a concealed older bathroom behind her current one. Now that's definitely unexpected. The sheer effort involved in such a process left many scratching their heads, with speculations even pointing towards possible hidden asbestos. However, Otto quickly put those fears to rest, confirming the absence of asbestos after a thorough check. To this day, the mystery remains. Why did the former homeowner decide to seal a perfectly functional shower behind a tiled wall? I'm confused. Hannah claimed that since 2020, she found that the entire house was filled with DIYs, albeit poorly done. It seemed like this was just one of the many easy fix attempts of the former owner, but the question as to why they did it just might forever remain unanswered. Now it's time for today's topic. Simon Marks, excited about his new bargain home in Luton, England, was completely unaware of the historical treasure lying beneath his driveway. One seemingly ordinary morning, his car became unexpectedly stuck while reversing, revealing unsettling cracks in the concrete. Curiosity turned into astonishment as the driveway crumbled, unveiling a hidden World War II air raid shelter. Simon, joined by his father Gerald, embarked on an excavation journey, unearthing a secret passage leading to 2 rooms frozen in time. A wartime newspaper, remnants of food and water supplies, and the sturdy brick and concrete construction painted a vivid picture of life during the war. Further research uncovered the shelter's origins, built in 1938, not as a standard Anderson shelter, but as a community effort to endure the relentless air raids. News of the discovery spread like wildfire, attracting curious onlookers and reporters, but Simon's intentions were clear: to preserve this piece of history. Determined, Simon and Gerald continued their excavation, encountering challenges like a bricked-up wall, but their passion remained unwavering. They envisioned restoring the shelter to its former glory, hoping it would be recognized as a historical monument. Beyond the thrill of discovery, Simon felt a profound responsibility to share this piece of history with the world. He believed that the sacrifices and resilience of the past should never be forgotten, and the air raid shelter served as a tangible reminder of a pivotal moment in history. Their efforts aimed to ensure that future generations could step into this time capsule, gaining a deeper understanding of the challenges and triumphs of those who lived through the war. Number 1. A doll and a creepy mysterious note. If you were in Jonathan Lewis's shoes, This discovery might have spooked you as well. Jonathan recently moved into a new home in southeast England, particularly in Surrey. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary until he noticed a stray wire sticking out of the wall where the past homeowner had put the fridge. Naturally, he examined the spot and checked where the wire was sticking out from, so he punched a hole in the wall to trace where the wire was coming from. And there, he found something he never expected, a doll sitting on her very own chair. He also found a note. Dear reader/new homeowner, thank you for freeing me. My name is Emily. My original owners lived in this house in 1961. I didn't like them, so they had to go. All they did was sing and be merry. It was sickening. Stabbing was my choice of death for them, so I hope you have knives. Hope you sleep well. Now that's quite eerie, right? Would you even continue to live in the house if that was the note you found behind the wall? Well, if I found something similar to what Jonathan found, I think I'd stay. After all, the doll doesn't look eerie, and the letter he found didn't show traces of being from the 1960s. So my best bet is that the doll was simply part of a prank by the past homeowners. Well, these secret rooms are definitely interesting. If you've had similar experiences to these folks, feel free to share them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to give them a read. Also, check out our other cool stuff showing up on the screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video.